Uh, I prefer not to get too into detail about those types of things, but I did want to ask: is that night, the infamous night, the night that you actually found out about the betrayal?
It's crazy. Yeah, it is. It is. To my knowledge, other than that, like she was 100.
Yeah.
To my knowledge. So yeah, it did end up coming out that night that she had been betraying me or whatever, and of course it's like, damn, why it had to come out like this? Like we should be able to. You should be able to come to me and say this. That way we can laugh in niggas' faces, not
Yeah.
the niggas laughing
Right.
at us.
Supposed to be on the same team.
Right, exactly. And
Yeah.
so, but for me, it's never about like I'm not fixing to fall out with nobody about behind no guy.
Yeah.
That's like the last thing. You know what I'm saying? But of course, there are principles, and of course, when you are this tight internet and do all that, you
Now
know,
again, I don't want to. I prefer not.
fight with somebody, we should never have to do that to each other.
Yeah,
But
absolutely.
I did find out that night. Yeah,
Now the pain that had to.
fight with somebody, we should never have to do that to each other.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I did find out that night. Yeah,
Now the pain that had to.
fight with somebody, the whole situation of her doing whatever behind my back, that is not why we fell out. It's so unclear to me why we fell out. I'm a type of person that likes to communicate things. Some people don't like to communicate.
It's a task for people. Some people.
Right. But you would think when you have this, when you're close to this person and this person is supposed to be, like your best friend, your family, your sister, that you would be able to talk about these things
Right.
and, agree to disagree. You don't even have to, if people grow and everybody has a season. So if that was just the end of our season, I felt like we should have been able to just have that conversation
Yeah.
and it would have been fine. You don't have to end in, chaos or can't move on with peace. I'm the type of person that likes to move on with peace.
Yeah.
I can respect that people grow, but I guess the whole situation of her doing whatever behind my back, that is not why we felt
She knows that you are the type of individual that you don't.
exactly that.
So
I don't
she
like
uses that to her advantage.
to her advantage.
She's a big girl. She's probably always looking down on people.
I totally agree with that. Not the big girl part, not the big girl part. The part about she knows my true character, so she knows like even though yes, if it comes down to it, whatever, I'm gonna handle my business.
Yeah.
I don't go out and seek drama. I'm not a confrontational person, but if it has to be that, then that's what it is. But I would prefer to not have to go there. You know what I'm saying? And these are things that, she does know. I'm not that type of person. I'm not fixing to get on the internet.
She knows that you are the type.
This girl got something. You know what I'm saying? So we met, that happened. I told her like, hey, you need to let me record you and put you on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? And she at that time she wasn't as confident in that area.
Yeah.
So she was like, nah, I don't think so. I said, no, you are a star. You know what I'm saying? You are a star. Let me just record you and I'm gonna create you a YouTube. I'm gonna create your email and I'm gonna put you on YouTube. And this is how people go viral. And I'm gonna say the next day she came back and she was like, okay, you can record me, but it gotta be to this beat. It was a MJG Nate Ball instrumental, sure enough. And recorded her on my cell phone, edited on Movie Maker, put that on YouTube, named the video. I named it Killing It because I was like, you killing it. Like, this girl got something. Name the video. I named it Killing It because I was like, you killing it. Like, we're gonna name it Killing It. And from there, like, she became viral on the campus. Like, that girl could rap. That's the girl that rap. And from there, everything just kind of spiraled. And we stayed connected. The video, I named it, I think it wasn't until 2018 where I really realized, like, damn, maybe that moment was really something.
Yeah.
Because her mom, rest in peace, pulled me to the side. We were in LA at a Airbnb. She had a music video down there for Big Ol' Freak, and her mom pulled me to the side, and I'll never forget that conversation because that was one of our last conversations before she passed on. And she just told me, like, thank you. I'm like, thank you for what? She said, we wouldn't be right here today if it wasn't for you, and that stuck with me forever. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? So I'm like, damn,
from mom.
yeah, nah, that's for real. Nobody, I've never told nobody that. Only the inner circle knows about that.
Does she credit you for it?
I don't think so. There's a few interviews out there you can go find where she did speak on it, but I think it wasn't.
So there you have it. Like I said, she was on the Dawson Project, and she did an interview. Yes, I agree with you 100%. Yeah, that's where I watched because I saw the interview. I'll leave my I hold my comments after the fellow speaking and everything, but I do agree with you on that Shasiba. Yeah, I don't know why she waited so long to come out to say what she said about the incident, but hey man, shout out to the Dawson Project. They found a way. They got her, and then she's speaking out and everything. But all right, I'm gonna pass it to the guys over here, Sir Ronnie, with some of the clips that we've seen from Kelsey Nicole. How do you feel about her finally coming out and say what happened? That night when Tory Lanez and Megan Thee Stallion and her was there that night that allegedly, Tory Lanez shot Megan Thee Stallion on the foot.
But me, I personally believe she wasn't cloud chasing because remember, some people have they have, of course, about according to their attorney, they can't speak on certain things. I don't believe she clout chasing. I think right now is a perfect opportunity to talk about it because people always want to know her side of the story. Now for Megan Thee Stallion saying that she's very not a confrontational type of woman, I totally disagree with that because just recently didn't she get a beef with Nicki Minaj? So I was like, what is she talking about? Megan Thee Stallion is a very confrontational woman. Even Tory Lanez, before he got locked up, used to say the same thing. She was very argumentative. She wouldn't listen. So she coming from a side that, oh, I'm not very confrontational. I'm very relaxed. I don't like to get into certain type of situation, which is totally cap because you can see from just her past history that she is. Now, for her friend Kelsey to speak about it right now, I don't think she cloud chasing. I think she's doing it because of the same fact. Remember, she's been getting a lot of backlash from people in the chat, people from the comments, people from social media, people from media outlet. So she's just speaking her side of the story. Because remember, everybody wanted to know, okay, what happened that night, and then what transpired between Megan, you, and also Tory Lanez. So she just wanted to tell her side of the story. Now I know some people may have different opinion about the whole situation, but I totally agree on that. Go ahead, I can.
Man, honestly, and this is my opinion, I really think she should have stayed home with her husband and her newborn baby. We did not need this interview. We did not need her to come out. When we really need you to come out and speak was at that time of the stuff. And I know that she was on the court case, but now the man doing the 10 banger and the shit looks so fishy. I don't want people like that around like that. You talking to somebody who has been falsely accused of something who ain't never did. So this is kind of, and I guess maybe it's a personal biasness for me, because your life can change this quick and it'll never change. He's doing the 10 banger and he's guaranteed to be deported. She's living her life. She had got remarried and had a new baby. Now you're doing interviews. The Danza projects, they pay people to get on there. They had to give her a bag for that. So she's doing a press run. We don't need to see her. I definitely don't need to see her. She's a goofy. That's my opinion.
I got a chance to watch the whole interview earlier this morning once I got off for work and everything, and I ain't gonna lie to you. I thought it was boring because watching the whole interview, they really didn't really get into details or really speak about what really happened and everything. All she did was give it little pieces in here, but she never got to get straight into the details what she was talking about, and that's why I kind of find it kind of boring. I was taking naps like the first half hour because it wasn't really getting into it and everything. Um, she also talked about, why she didn't talk about it and everything. And she was saying like earlier, like when it kind of peaked out and everything, NBC, I think CNN, Good Morning America was giving TMZ was like really throwing the bag at her to really just say what the hell's going on. So if that's the case, they probably wanted maybe 50K at that time, maybe 50K or maybe 100K or maybe 75K or 100K to really speak at that time and everything. But she got into the court and everything. With her lawyer, I'm assuming the lawyer told her, don't say anything. But the thing is, my thing is about it is like, if you have some type of evidence to say something that was valuable to that case, either on Megan Thee Stallion side or Tory Lane's side, you should have said it while you was in court and not really be hush hush about it and everything. If you should have been hush hush about it and everything after the case was done and Tory Lanez went to jail, that at the case we won't have to hear from you again. But you coming out right now and kind of, get into the interview knowing that Hakeem's right, you're married, you have a child and everything. Like a lot of people, like I said, a lot of people really don't care no more, unless you got some really super duper details of what happened and everything that we don't know and you didn't tell what's your lawyer. Well, you got to tell your lawyer, but what you didn't say anything in court, we thought the details would have go down like that. But the thing is, it's like she wouldn't even say anything, just like little pieces and bits here and everything, and and that's why I kind of found it was boring and everything. But I don't, like I said, I know. But the thing is, it's like I'm pretty sure that with that podcast, they gave her a certain type of bag where you could come, they could chill. They even say we're not going to go into really into details into that, which I wish they did because they would have did, their podcast would truly went viral. They probably would have got 1 million views already by now. But I agree with Hakeem. She should have stayed home, be quiet about it because you want to talk about situation right now. But people don't care because you're not giving any juicy details. So I don't know why you're coming back. I mean, I get it, you want a bag and everything, but I kind of agree with Hakeem on this one. Wherever you said in that courtroom, just leave it there, move on with your life. You don't need to come back and talk about anything because you coming back right now and talk about it. You know, I mean, at what 2 or 3 years later and everything, a lot of people don't care and everything. You should have stayed home and do whatever. That is what it is with me.
Well, of course, shout out to Liberated Shows. Psyche Bomb is in the building. The lovely Natasha Vincent. Ashton, welcome, Big Dog. And also Mimi is also in the building. And also Victor is in the building. Shout out to you guys. Thank you guys so much for watching us on Facebook, Instagram, Kick, and also Twitch. We really do greatly appreciate you guys always tuning in each and every week. We love you guys to be here. Remember, all you guys can always find me in the chat. We don't censor nobody. Just go in, how you feel about the topic. Hell, meet and greet, like they always say, meet and greet. I think right now she's taking a good. Right now she's doing a good job taking on this opportunity because if you have other podcasts that's willing to pay, go ahead, go on these podcasts. Make your money, girl. I don't disagree with what she's doing. Whatever, 110%. Because I think this is right now is a perfect time for her to get the bag because people always want to know her side of the story. Now I understand when it comes to podcasters, they want to ask certain questions. Some podcasters you cannot ask certain questions because before they actually conduct a podcast, because we did it before in KL Costa Rica, we normally send people to interviews and they say, hey, I don't want to talk about this. We have to take the questions off. That's how things work. So I understand sometimes people say it's good for views, it's good for to build your audience. At the same time, the person say, I don't want to answer that, or they give it to their lawyers. The lawyer say, hey, don't answer that because it could diminish the case because Tory Lane is trying to go for an appeal. So anything she say could use her and go against her and also Megan Thee Stallion. So I understand like certain questions they probably wanted to ask her, they couldn't because of that legal reason. Because Tory Lane at the end of the day is still trying to get an appeal so he won't get deported and try to pretty much be set free. Go ahead, Akin.
Now I don't want nobody to get it twisted. If he did it, he needs to stay in jail. I don't want nobody to think that I'm insensitive about what happened to her. Something happened that night, but nobody's telling the truth. There's a lot of things that just doesn't make sense to me. I feel like she knows the truth. And the thing about it is, We need to have justice. We need to criticize and we need to scrutinize everything. Because if he innocently went to jail for a quarrel over two women's, that's not right. We should not be the blunt. We should not be the joke or an scapegoat for anybody. We've been going through this forever. Now I'm gonna say this again, and sadly enough, I have to give a caveat. If he did that 100%, yes, he needs to stay in jail. But if he went to jail because she got mad and picked the pistol up and let it off and wanted to end, that has nothing to do with him. But it's a tragic situation that we ended it, and it had to do with a lover's quarrel. This girl went on about her life, and like everybody's supposed to, and got married, had a baby. She lives in Houston, lives her life, and you're doing interviews? Somebody sitting in jail for 10 years. And I saw that case on the stand. She said, I don't remember. I don't remember.
Shicey said, "Who do you mean we? Who is we you're talking about?"
Ashton said, Prince, his DNA was not on the gun. Thank you. Then there was also people who were supposed to testify. They didn't in it. They crucified the man and sent him to jail. That man about to,
No, Shicey said, "Who is we you're talking about?" We.
we talking about Kelsey Nicole. I don't know what I'm confused.
No, because you say we. You kept saying we.
Oh,
She's trying to say who is we you're talking about.
how you doing, Sherry? But I was speaking in the third person. You know, I lose my mind sometimes. I am getting old. Go ahead, brothers.
Can y'all hear me well? Cause my Wi-Fi. Come on, y'all good? Okay. Yeah. This with that is I mean, we like I said, we don't know. Like I said, during the case, everything's not 100% what's going on and everything. And I mean, it does show evidence like his, like I say, uh, Tory Lanez, his fingerprints wasn't on the gun and everything, and that's right there. That's like the big thing right there. It's like who did it and everything. Was it Tory or was it Kelsey who shot Megan Thee Stallion? But like I said, Megan Thee Stallion say, it was Tory Lanez who shot me. He shot me in the foot and everything. And like I said, and with Kelsey, we didn't get 100%. She was saying and everything. And with Tory Lanez, he did the best that he could, but here in LA, they're very, very strict with gun laws and everything. So, without Kelsey not saying anything, and kind of believe what Megan Thee Stallion was saying, it was likely that, and it happened that Tory Lanez got guilty. Now he's in prison already, and so and everything. Like I said, he's in prison. He's in prison. He got, if he did something, hope. But the thing is, Kelsey didn't say anything, and it hurts Tory Lanez, and he's in jail now and everything. So, but yeah, I mean, it is what it is. I don't know if Kelsey's gonna go into another podcast, jump on the podcast, but because I feel like if she gonna go to another podcast, I feel like other podcasts is kind of gonna want a little bit more of what she did with it on the Johnson project and everything. I don't know if they give her more cash and everything. It is what it is, but I know a lot of podcasters. I mean, if you join us, we probably won't do that. But I know other podcasts, big podcasters, they want to know what's what and everything. We'll pay you double, we'll pay you triple to say what's going on because a lot of people really want to know what the hell happened that night in the Hollywood Hills of who shot Megan and everything. And podcasters, they pay a nice prices to get her to speak. Maybe she'll speak, but other than that, you pay her a certain price, and if she don't want to say anything, she's not going to say anything. So we'll just see if she jump on another podcast. Maybe she'll say a little bit more than she did the last podcast she was on.